Good evening. Welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. This afternoon, Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki met the heads of the Polish parliamentary clubs. The politicians debated the drafts of new legislation prepared by the Ministers of Justice, Internal Affairs and Health, which is aimed at preventing tragic events, such as the one that occurred in Gdansk recently, where the mayor was murdered.
The
Prime Minister said that the meeting was held in a good atmosphere and may result in the creation of legislation concerning mentally ill people who are serving their prison sentence. Mateusz Morawiecki stated that the politicians reached a consensus regarding this issue.
Ponieważ ta tematyka jest niezwykle wrażliwa.
This topic is very sensitive and it's difficult to talk about it. Reaching a consensus regarding how to take care of mentally ill people in prison is crucial. I hope that after this meeting we'll be able to work out a mutual version of a legislation which will prevent such tragic events from happening.
Jest bardzo ważnym tematem.
Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki invited all representatives of the Polish parliamentary clubs to a meeting which began at 3:30 p.m. The aim of the meeting was to discuss ways in which we could prevent tragedies like the one which involved the late Gdańsk mayor Paweł Adamowicz from happening again. The invitation was accepted by all but one representative, Ryszard Petru, who stated that actions should come before words and that the Prime Minister should first remove Jacek Kurski from the position of chairman of the Polish national state broadcaster TVP. According to the former leader and creator of the modern party, Kurski is leading the propaganda machine which raises the tension in Poland. The meeting was surprisingly long as it lasted over 2 hours and was attended by such prominent people as the Minister of Internal Affairs and Infrastructure Joachim Brudziński, Minister of Justice Zbigniew Ziobro, Minister of Health Łukasz Szumowski.
The diplomatic spat between Norway and Poland is being covered in some detail by Norwegian media. The Norwegian Ministry of Foreign Affairs has demanded that the Polish consul leave the country because of his actions blocking the work of Norway's Barnevernet Child Protection Agency. Sławomir Kowalski, who has served as consul in Norway since 2013, has saved almost 150 Polish children from being taken into custody by the agency. The Polish Ministry of Foreign Affairs maintains that the consul will remain in his post until his term ends normally in June this year. The website of Norwegian TV's Channel 2 says that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Oslo stated that were the Polish consul to refuse to leave Norway, he would be considered persona non grata. Today a video came to light which shows a Norwegian policewoman threatening physically to remove the consul from the premises in disregard of his diplomatic status.
Come on, leave now.
Okay, please.
Yes.
Do it again then.
Go.
I'm trying to go. But you're actually,
you're not going.
But you're touching me. You are touching me, and I'm not allowing you for that.
You have to leave.
And do you know that I have inviolability, personal inviolability?
Turn around and leave.
And you actually broke the diplomatic convention.
But then you leave.
So what?
But
so
leave.
then,
You are provoked.
but could I take my stuff?
Yes,
We asked you to.
So yes, that's what I'm trying to do. But you're all the time hindering me.
Why don't you say that the first?
Well, I have.
No.
I have.
Powiedz, że my rozmawialiśmy i jesteśmy na sytuacji, rozmawialiśmy o ważnej rzeczy, że ja mam 20
Nie, bo to jest... Thank you very much for your hospitality. And we will certainly be in touch. We will surely be in touch with you in particular.
Norwegian portal ABC Nyheter repeats the accusation that Sławomir Kowalski's actions in some of his consular cases were incompatible with his diplomatic status, as well as showing aggressive and occasionally violent behaviour towards public officials, thus disrupting the functions of public bodies. Polish citizens living in Norway voiced their support for the diplomat, as did the Polish Deputy Minister of Justice, who is resolving the cases of the Barnevernet seizure of children. Jacek Czaputowicz, the Polish Minister of Foreign Affairs, has said that if Norway does proceed to expel the Polish consul, Warsaw will be forced to expel a Norwegian diplomat from Poland. In the background of this story is the case of Silje Garmo, a Norwegian woman who escaped to Poland with her child. The Norwegian Barnevernet wishes to take the child into custody and has demanded that Garmo return to her country. However, in a decision enjoying considerable public support, the Polish government granted her asylum. The official opening ceremony of the Roman Catholic Church's 34th World Youth Day has taken place in Panama City, Panama's capital. After reading out a Bible passage about the marriage at Cana, Pope Francis prayed with young people for the Church and the world in multiple languages. The opening ceremony was attended by some 350,000 people.
his age, he's extremely understanding to the youth. He seems to be addressing the issues which the youth seems to be having today. So he's very approachable in that sense. He doesn't have this distance that I'm the Pope, you are just some kiddos there, but he's very like us. So he speaks to us in our language.
I came to Panama to be with all these young people in this amazing city and to see Pope Francis. I mean, it's incredible to be here with all my brothers and sisters in Christ. It's so
cool. Poland has become the first country in the world to offer help to its citizens who find themselves the subject of unfounded account blockages or content bans on Facebook. The popular social media platform has reached an agreement with the Polish Ministry of Digital Affairs, which allows Polish users to appeal for a second review of blocked content. This agreement may be seen as the first major success of the new Polish Deputy Minister of Digital Affairs, Adam Andruszkiewicz. Account or content blocks are becoming more and more of an issue on Facebook, especially since such bans are often chosen by mistake by the platform's algorithm. Thanks to the agreement between the Polish Ministry of Digital Affairs and Facebook, it will now be possible for Polish users to make an appeal from content or account blocks via the ministry's website. This makes Poland the first country in the world in which Facebook users will be able to ask for a review of the decision which turned down the appeal to unblock their content. At this moment, we've had around 30 appeals sent via our control point. Around 10 have already been reviewed and the others are still waiting. A few of them aren't in accordance with our regulations. We'll see whether this will function the way we want it to, and we've agreed with Facebook to introduce a few more mechanisms along the way.
Zobaczymy, jak to dalej będzie funkcjonowało.
The appeals that do not follow the Minister's regulations concern, amongst other things, posts promoting totalitarian systems, violating copyrights, encouraging suicide, physical violence, or showing nudity. It's based on the so-called flagging system. Any fascist posts, for example, that are flagged are automatically taken down by Facebook's algorithms. But there are cases when someone flags someone else's post out of malice. But in these cases, the appeals are successful every time. An appeal may be made by a user whose complaint concerning removed content or a blocked account was rejected by the platform, or when that user hasn't responded to the ban after 72 hours. Facebook, YouTube, etc. often block user content using hate speech as a justification for it, although the content itself may have nothing to do with hate speech. I'm speaking from experience, since YouTube would often ban my videos, which are about the flaws of the European Union. How's that for hate speech?
Facebook, jak każdy prywatny portal, tak naprawdę ma możliwość.
It's a bit strange for the government of a country to make such a deal with a privately owned platform. However, we are living in a digital village, so to speak, so it's important to have control over our own activities on Facebook. The question is whether it will be working as well as it's promised to. As the Ministry of Digital Affairs announced, the social media platform's response will be sent to the email address given in the form. If the platform doesn't respond within 30 days, the appeal will be closed automatically. The service is free. That's the news. Stay with us for further programming from Poland Daily, but from me, it's good night and have a good evening.